This week's iFanboy is brought to you by Graphic Audio, GoDaddy.com, and Netflix.com.
Hey, welcome to another episode of iFanboy. I'm Conor.
I'm Ron.
And I'm Josh.
And we're here at the first convention of 2008.
This is WonderCon in San Francisco. We were here last year, and we're here again. Well, actually, I wasn't here last year.
You were. This is your first year for WonderCon.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting seeing how Josh likes it. Let's go see what's going on.
So I'm here with Terry Moore. How you been since we last saw you?
Good.
How's life post Strangers in Paradise now that the series is all finished?
Well, I thought I was going to go straight down the tubes, and fall off the face of the earth. But no, I came up with another idea.
Yeah, I was when the announcement came out. I was surprised to see it so soon after Strangers in Paradise. I thought we would have you would have laid low for a little longer. I was happy to see it come out though. So
I got tired of sitting around on my yacht and just flying my jet plane collection. So, no, I really miss making comics. So I mean that honestly. I wake up Monday morning and think, oh boy, I'm going to make another page today. Yeah. That's fun. So it's addictive, apparently.
So the new title is called Echo, and what can you tell us about it, if anything?
Practically nothing. I've done a really good job of keeping it secret.
You really have.
I know, and it comes out well, and it's in keeping with the story because the story involves government stuff and everything. Yeah. So it's kind of like Stranger in Paradise meets X-Files meets The Fugitive.
Cool. That seems like a good combination.
It works for me. That's all the three things I'm interested in right there.
Awesome. So, and at some previous conventions, we heard about you doing some Marvel work, and that stuff hasn't kind of seen the light of day. Is that on the exit ramp yet, or?
Not my fault. I am on book 3 of both my series.
Yeah.
And Humberto Ramos has just finished drawing the first book of Runaways.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of backed up at the gate, waiting to go, and we're getting all of our books together, and we're going to come out, bam, 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 just like that.
Does it get really frustrating knowing that it's done, and you just want to share it with people, and it's kind of held up in the Marvel process, or?
It's one of my first times to finish something really early. Yeah. I don't normally live and work that way, so I feel more like an actor who's finished a film and you guys aren't going to see it for a year, yep. And then it comes out and everybody likes it, So, but yeah, I just have to sit on it. It's like the Runaways and Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane. They're still doing stuff, and I'm the only one that knows what's going on.
And then when it comes out, everyone's going to want to talk to you about it. You got to remember what you wrote. So.
Yeah, it'll be so long ago, It'll be probably a year before it comes out. I don't know how long it'll be now.
How are your feet doing so far?
Pretty, I can't feel them, so that's good. Either numb or clean.
All right, that's good.
And both are your new feelings to you.
And both are unusual, so I can't classify them because I don't know exactly how to describe it. So that's my feeling. How your feet are?
My feet are doing okay.
You're staying awake, so that's good.
I'm holding up.
Are you planning on any napping this
I
year?
might. I'm spotting out. I'm trying to find a good napping spot, really. That's what I'm looking for right now.
I am here with Mark Bagley and his Mylar crinkly noise. Big announcement for you lately. What's the new project you're doing for DC?
All right, it's called Trinity. It's with Kurt Busiek and being inked by Art Bear, and it's a weekly comic, sort of like 52, except it's going to be really, really good. I'm doing the first half of the book. I've got a 6-month lead, so I don't have to do 12 pages a week. And it's about the Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and their place in the DC universe. And if you're going to draw DC, those are the 3 you want to draw, and I get to draw all of them, plus everybody else. So
is there, after being on a single book for so long, was there any trepidation are you excited to get into another another universe entirely?
I am totally excited. Yeah, this project sort of plays to all my strengths. It's lots of action. It's straight up superhero stuff. There's going to be lots of character stuff going on. And why am I drawing Batman on this Captain America book? So you have me distracted. Easy to fix.
You actually won't stop drawing long enough. That's how it works now?
People have paid money for this stuff, so I have to I have to try and do a good job for them. That's my philosophy in life, actually. That's why I get my work done. It's like, I've been paid to do this.
Now you're known as one of the fastest artists in a comic that's sort of in an industry that's sort of plagued with lateness all over the place. Is it your savant talent? Like, is that your thing? I can draw really good comics faster than anyone?
You're calling me an idiot. That's not.
I didn't use the I word.
Exactly. I am fairly fast, but then I didn't get into the business until I was 27. I was kind of late and I'd had real jobs. I'd bang nails for a living. I, worked on concrete slab in Georgia. Everybody ought to have to do that. I'm drawing Batman again. Jeez. So I know what it's like to have a real job. And I was, by God, I'm not the most talented guy in the world, but I was, by God, not going to have anybody outwork me. And so I'm not the fastest guy. I'm really not. I'm not all that fast. I'm disciplined. I work about, 60 hours a week, which sounds like a lot, but hey, I get up, I walk down my hallway, I take a shower 2-3 times a week. Lunch is 5 minutes, so I'm not driving an hour to work. I'm not, it's a really easy 60 hours. And back in the day when I was doing like Amazing Spider-Man, I didn't have quite the page rate I have now, and I was doing 80 hours a week when I was young. So
this is cake.
It's cake. Exactly.
Is there anything that you miss about? You think you've gotten everything from Ultimate Spider-Man out of your system, or is there anything that you're going to miss about drawing that?
I miss working with Brian. Brian is just such a pleasure to work with, and Spider-Man is such a great character. I didn't leave the book because I didn't like the book. I left the book because something really cool came along and it was time. I'd done it long enough.
Right.
And I didn't want to, I get it anyway. It's like, you can't draw Superman. He's a really big husky guy. And Spider's skinny, It's like bullshit. It's all construction. I can draw anything. It may take me a little while to get used to doing it, but, it's just part of the craft. So that is that.
Are there any characters in the DCU who you're excited to be getting to draw? Anybody you've sort of wanted to do for a while?
Well, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and everybody else. Like, I just got to draw like this one shot of Ragman. Ragman isn't really anybody, but hell, Joe Kubert drew him, so to me that's really kind of cool. So it's kind of fun. I'm getting to work on almost everybody in the DC universe. So.
Well, thanks very much, and wish you luck on the new series. I hope you get a chance to walk around and take a break every once in a while.
Me too. It's like I work I don't know.
I'm not sure if the camera can actually capture the speed at which your hand moves.
Yeah, it's a blur. That's right.
Okay, I'm here with Becky Clooney. How you doing, Becky?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So, you're in San Francisco. You're a native New Yorker, right? So it's good to get out of town, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm out of town so often. It's nice to be in town sometimes.
Yeah, sure. So a lot of hubbub about Demo being republished by Vertigo. That's got to be pretty cool because it had a limited print run in the indie run with Planet Noir, but it's good to see it get out to more people. Are you guys excited about that? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Vertigo seems like the right place for Demo right now. I mean, Brian and I are both at Vertigo right now too.
Right.
So,
and one of the things that I really loved about Demo was how your style varied from story to story. And you do a lot of work not only for Vertigo, but also I believe for manga and Tokyo Pop and stuff like that. So how do you change your style with each project when you kind of approach it, the artistic style?
I don't know. I mean, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
I guess I don't like being consistent very much. So,
so it's not you're not like, okay, this story requires a cleaner line versus a messier one.
Yeah,
or?
I just kind of go with whatever kind of fits at the time. Yeah. You take it as it comes, I guess.
Yeah. So American Virgin unfortunately got canceled, and I personally didn't read the book, but when the cancellation announcement came out and the outpouring from our audience about it being canceled and the anger from it, I was like, all right, I got to check this out and see what I missed out. Fans of American Virgin, what do they have to look forward to from more stuff from Vertigo, or?
Yeah, actually today we're announcing a new book.
Yeah.
So I can't say it right now because we have to announce it.
This will be out after the announcement.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, it will, like in 2 weeks. So you could tell us about it.
Are you gonna get this part out?
Yeah. Yes. The magic of editing.
I don't want to say it though.
Okay, you won't. It's fine. You don't have to.
I feel like people are watching.
Everyone's watching.
Everybody's watching. The world is watching.
You seem to have found a little bit of a home here at Vertigo. Are they kind of supportive of the type of books you're looking to do, because you're kind of more that indie style, more that black and white kind of thing. Is it seem like the place you want to be with your career? Or?
I mean, yeah. Right now, Vertigo is the place for me.
Yeah.
You get great benefits, great creator rights and everything. So it's
Cool. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Oh, hey there. Just want to take a break from all the WonderCon action and tell you a bit about our sponsor, Graphic Audio. Graphic Audio has got these great CDs that are audio representations of the comic books. They've done 52, Infinite Crisis, some really awesome stuff. The comicfanatic.com says that the future of comic books, and its name is Graphic Audio. So if you go to graphicaudio.net and type iFanboy in the coupon code, you'll get 40% off your first purchase. You can check out 52 or some of the other great titles they've got. They've got them in all kinds of formats. Download them, get them on CD, listen to them however you want. So that's graphicaudio.net, coupon code iFanboy. So I'm here with Robert Kirkman.
Yes, you are.
How's it going? How are you enjoying the convention?
Doing great. It's fantastic. Yeah. I haven't left this corner yet.
It's still early in the weekend.
It's a very small convention to me because I haven't seen anything else.
So we saw you wanted to come talk to you because you got Invincible 50 coming up. And it seems like a big milestone for the little book that could.
It'll be a milestone if we can get it out. It's a big issue.
Yeah.
So, Ryan is at home working on it right now because he's the responsible one.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to be, right?
Yes.
So can you give us any hints as to what's coming up or
we're canceling the book. It's all over. I give up.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's 50 issues more than enough. No, we got cool stuff coming up. He's going to be fighting some bad guys. There's a big confrontation coming up with his government handler guy, Cecil, and so there'll be big changes in store there. I think I can go ahead and say Mark might be moving back home with his mother, and cool. So that's a big thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah, kind of for the fans.
Moving
it
back
is.
in with mom. I don't know.
It's getting very realistic now, isn't it?
Yeah. He's gonna be playing video games all day, just like full issues.
Looking for a job
yeah. Mom, where are the hot pockets at? I need more hot pockets. What's going on? So basically my life. So.
And so your other big book at Image is Walking Dead, which just every time it comes out punches you in the gut a little harder. Is that?
Or sometimes a little lower.
Are you just trying to see how much you can throw at those folks?
I'm really not even writing at this point. I'm just like, oh, what can I do this issue? I'll just something shocking, whatever. But no, I mean it's all stuff that I had planned, and it's I try to keep people entertained.
Yeah,
that's one of the jobs in this business.
It is, yeah.
So you make people interesting, and then you mess them up. That's what you do. So it's a pretty easy formula.
And it's just astounding how you can mess them up over and over again in new and inventive ways. Really,
there are a lot of characters in that book, so it comes in handy.
And pretty much anybody's game, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and you've been Astounding Wolfman has been trudging along.
Yeah, we'll be hitting issue 50 here soon. It's going to be really exciting.
So you're really kind of building your own little Image superhero verse.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes. Well, I've got the Brit series running right now.
Yeah.
And the Astounding Wolfman and Invincible all take place in the same universe. They all just appeared in Invincible 48, so there's a lot of tie-in stuff going on.
And your work for Marvel, Ultimate X-Men's coming to an end, right?
Yes.
I just read the recent issue with Apocalypse. It's pretty badass. It was good.
Crazy stuff coming down.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy stuff. 93, last issue. It's going to be crazy.
So you got anything else coming up for Marvel or anything?
Oh, I got that Killraven series.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot about that one, actually. I wonder why.
Rob Liefeld's been sending me pages all week, so that thing's coming along. It's going to be really cool, really Killraven-y.
How's it been working with him? Has it been?
Oh, it's great. I like Rob. Rob and I are pretty good buddies, so we worked well together.
And you're an old Image fan, so it's got to be a pretty big dream to be working with Rob Liefeld of all people, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like guys talk, someone else busts through a wall, they fight. Then they talk, someone else busts through a wall, they fight. It's cool, man. That's what comics are all about.
Sweet. Excellent. Well, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the con.
All right.
Okay, so it's early on day 2. Well, not early. It's nearly noon, and we're down a man. Ron's over behind the camera. Me and Gordon are here, and we haven't seen Conor since last night.
I got a text message at 2:39 a.m. Give Chris my bet.
This isn't a safe city. We have a panel in an hour and a half. If you've seen him, call.
We're very worried.
He's about this big.
No hair.
No hair. Seems kind of surly, but actually quite gentle.
Yeah.
He won't attack if approached.
Well, that's
We're concerned.
Just call.
So I'm here with Rick Remender. How you doing, Rick?
I'm excellent.
Are you? Good to be back in the Bay Area?
I'm sorry, is the camera on now?
The camera is on, in fact.
I don't know if I can do this.
Rick's a little shy,
Oh,
so
God.
we're gonna, this is his first time on camera.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the San Francisco.
Yeah.
As you know, we're tweeting.
Yeah, we're the
tweet.
Twitter. We're big Twitter guys.
Twitter, we tweet. Yeah, it's cool.
So when we last spoke to in HeroesCon last year, we were falling in love with Fear Agent and Strange Girl and some of those books. Since then, you have blown up. You realize this now.
Well, since I've been in San Francisco, I've been eating about 5 meals a day. And of those 5 meals, I think bread and cheese have been the majority of each one. You know, delicious pizzas and Italian food and of the such. So I have put on some weight, but given that we're being filmed and that I appreciate you guys have always been really nice to me, but now you're filming me, saying that I've blown up on the camera. Yeah, I'm a comic book writer. I'm a little fat right now. Thanks, Fawn.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but no. But so Fear Agent's been doing great, and now you're working for DC on the Atom.
I am.
Right?
Yep, and working with editor Mike Siglane and artist Pat Olaf, and it's a lot of fun.
So is it weird to go from doing your own creator-owned stuff, where admittedly you're a little wacky, to a corporate kind of character, like DC Comics,
I think the Atom is sort of, it falls right into, it's a superhero book, but it's wacky of its own right. I mean, it's definitely not a straight ahead, super serious in tone. Right. You can play it that way, and because of the science fiction aspect of it, it can have that sort of kitschy, wacky sci-fi element. So it ties into what I've been doing in Fear Agent a little bit, with that stuff, and it's just been so much fun. I had no specific affinity for the character when starting it, but then I went back and I read, and it was actually Fraction who told me to go read the the old Gardner Fox, the original showcase
Classic
stuff,
ones, yeah.
and I did, and then I read all of what Gail had done on the run, and I got really, really into it, and I couldn't be more proud of what I'm doing on the book, and Pat's art is just, God damn, he is just A-list.
Awesome. So now it's interesting though, because you're writing, the Atom for DC, which you can't really do everything that you want to do. But then at Image, you've got the new Crawl Space Zombie series coming out, which admittedly, it's a little over the top.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything yet when it comes to over the top. It gets ugly.
Yeah. So what are you guys just sitting down in front of the paper for Zombies saying, what can we do that we haven't done yet? What hasn't been done, or how can we gross everyone out?
It's not even like it's not a conscious we need to be offensive. Yeah. It's more like we've got a thing broken down and we've got the story beats taken care of. Yeah. And then it's about this is all entertaining and fun, and with Kieran drawing it, it's going to be gorgeous. Yeah. But how do we make it? It's a horror thing, and it's a schlocky B movie. That's the idea, and we need to enjoy it just for the same reason. Whereas I have a certain responsibility to storytelling in a book Fear Agent or The End League or The Atom, or now working with Fraction on The Punisher, and that stuff has to be X, Y, and Z. But XXX Zombies has been in a it's cathartic in a way where Kieran and I can sit in the office, we have a studio together, and just go, hey, it would be really funny this, and then we chuckle like little schoolgirls, and then we go, we should do that. So it's nice because it can be like any arbitrary, crazy thing we want to do that maybe you haven't seen before in a comic book, So
and Crawl Space is meant to be the title, and Zombies is the first story. So the future Crawl Space story is going to be as over the top, or are they going to?
They're not going to be the same. They're going to be horror. The next one isn't similar in tone. No, it's sort of straight up science fiction horror stuff, and we'll change the tone in each one.
Yeah. So the End League with Dark Horse is kind of your foray into the kind of superhero stuff, which is for at least the stuff I've read of you has strayed away from the superhero kind of thing. A big kind of coming into the launch of that, I heard the Lord of the Rings meets the Watchmen kind of comparison and stuff like that.
Just thematically. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not Alan Moore nor Tolkien.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the greatest writer in comics, and I have a wizard's hood and a cloak and a long cigarette and a pair of panties on the outside.
I can't even respond to that. That's awesome. That's
how I write. Now to make brilliance.
But in the End League, you have it's a superhero story, and you've got a lot of superhero archetypes in that.
Yeah.
Was that intended? Because one of the things I was somewhat disappointed because I wanted to see some Rick Remender designed superheroes.
I didn't.
You didn't?
It's all look. It's not going to be a perfect book, and in the sense it's completely derivative, and it's not. It's going to grow. I mean, for what it is, I've never written a team book, and that was this, it's the most challenging thing that I've ever done. And B, the idea behind it was recognizable characters in a scenario where I liked the idea of doing a Lord of the Rings setup where they have to go find the hammer instead of discarding the ring.
Right.
And I figured it like there's a people are. The book sold like 20,000 copies in a month. I mean, it's like a huge sales hit. So
yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the book. It was well done and
I'm
everything.
not being defensive. I'm saying in a sense where like that hook works. I recognize there are limitations and imperfections in the book itself, but I think it's going to take. I think issue 2 is like 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
I think each issue is going to progressively get better and better as we go.
Yeah.
And I get my head into it. But it's like it's really easy for people in the indie scene to disregard superhero stuff.
Right.
And it's really hard to write it, to write it well and to make it believable. And in the sense of what you were saying, where you wanted some original characters, I'm going to be doing stuff like that. Like Eric Nguyen and I have a new book at Dark Horse called Gigantic, and that's going to be a very unique kind of superhero thing. But the idea from the End League was it's derivative, it's recognizable. Yeah. It's like, you know that's
who it's supposed to be.
You know what two characters together that's supposed to be.
Right.
And it's fun. It's kind of like it's an exercise in like in fun. I mean, it was just like it'd be really interesting.
So have you hit your limit of number of books you could do?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm officially like that. That there's a freelance fear that people. It's when you have a job and you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, you don't have the fear.
Right.
But freelancing, you can never really get comfortable. Like it's always this idea that like this job is your last job, and so you have to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
But I finally got to a point where I'm so booked that I could go like, hey. And I still can't relax. My wife still has to go like, it's okay to say no. I'm like, I can figure it out. Sunday mornings, I don't have anything scheduled.
Well, you got to keep your social life. You got to keep, you got to have some enjoyment.
Yeah, but no, I'm really happy. It's super gratifying to actually have the opportunity to do all these books.
And let me take a second to tell you about GoDaddy. GoDaddy.com is your place to get domain names registered, website services, email services, whatever you need for all of your internet needs. So if you head over to GoDaddy.com and use the coupon code iFanboy, you'll get 10% off your purchase. And check out Netflix at www.netflix.com/iFanboy. They've got rate plans starting from $4.99 and up. You can have DVDs rented, mailed to your house, no late fees, no delivery fees, everything you might need at www.netflix.com/iFanboy. All right, so we're here on the con floor. Chris Niesman from Around Comics, who's also a guest of iFanboy this year. So,
yes, thank you.
And now Chris doesn't know where Conor is either.
Well, you haven't found him yet?
We haven't found him yet, but I just got this text message just now, literally a minute ago, the cryptic, I'm here.
Where is here?
Where is here? We don't know.
We can cancel the Amber Award?
Yes, we can.
We know he's alive now.
You see a tall, bald man with a bad beard.
Call 911. Hey! It's Conor! He's so worried about you.
We had the police call.
We had the hotel alert. We had the Conor alert. They were making announcements. Where is Conor?
Why do you smell like garbage?
I seriously thought you were dead in the gutter in the sunset.
Yeah, I was.
I'm actually the undead now.
It's zombie Conor.
I'm a little tired.
Do you have any comment? Any comment at all?
No comments whatsoever.
I am here with James Robinson, the newly appointed writer of Superman.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing? Superman is a character that a lot of people have struggled with finding something new on. What's the take that you plan to take with him on the character? Or?
Well, I think that one of the things that maybe people do is they get so into his powers and his Kryptonian lore that they forget that he's a human being. I want to try and give him his humanity back whilst also making him this big epic action hero. I don't know if it's fair to say again, but I would like to give him my own personal take on that aspect of it, a big action hero. I'm also sort of fascinated by the fact, in my opinion, the difference between Batman and Superman is that I think with Batman, he's Batman pretending to be Bruce Wayne. And I think with Superman, he's actually a Kansas City farm boy named Clark Kent who's pretending to be the greatest superhero of all time. So I want to bring that humility and humanity back to him. I also myself and Jeff Johns intend to give Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Clark Kent, that trinity of those three characters, separate, interesting identities. I want to bring Crypto back, make him a fun little sidebar.
Sort of build like a Superman family again?
Well, a Superman family, but not in that sort of corny way, and not belabor it to the point that you lose track of the central character being Superman. And also have a book that at the same time that you can maybe read an issue or read an arc is building towards something bigger and more exciting.
And your book is going to be interwoven with Jeff Johns' Action Comics?
Yes, in that we'll have two separate storylines going at once, obviously mine and his, but there'll be much more reference, back and forth, supporting things playing out between the two books. And we have a couple of like big crossovers that where I think it will be much more of a back and forth kind of thing.
Now, let me ask you, it's more than 10 years on, and Jack Knight is still a character that really touches people. Is that surprising to you at all? Or?
Well, it's certainly touching. I mean, I put my heart and soul into it. It was one of the things when I was first starting out as a I don't think I was even a comic book writer. I think I was just about to become one. And I remember talking to Grant Morrison, who's a few years ahead of me in the whole game. And he remembered saying that if you don't give of yourself and really kind of like make things as raw and real as you can, you're just sort of playing around with writing fiction of any kind. So I really tried to make Starman a sort of semi-autobiographical opus.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, how much of yourself is in Jack Knight?
A hell of a lot, actually. You know, a lot of hit the weight.
Tattoos and a leather jacket.
Well, yes, that was not intentional. But yeah, I mean, in terms of relationship with parents, in terms of feeling, you know, some of his feelings and thoughts and things he was interested in, and his sort of journey towards a clarity where he didn't need to be a superhero anymore, is sort of my personal metaphor for me sort of maturing as a person and moving on with my life.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, very much a part of me.
The thing that struck me when I was reading Starman, there's this DC universe is all about the father to the son, and it feels to me like were you starting something new with that, or were you referencing something from the past?
When I first came up with the idea for Starman, and I saw the fact that every other major Golden Age hero has some degree of popularity in the present day, and Starman has always faltered. And it was clear to me the reason is that there wasn't any sense of a lineage between one character passing the torch to the next one. With the Atom, with Hawkman, there was at least a crossover, a team up, something in their past that acknowledged that these two characters knew each other. So, with that as the sort of skeleton for what I was trying to do, the idea of filling in between Ted Knight and Jack Knight with all of the Starmen between just became sort of my personal goal and the thing I tried to do. And I think that's part of what made the book a success, is that you felt that everything that you had read before suddenly mattered, as opposed to being this sort of narrative driftwood that so many of these stories can become.
Now, I've heard rumors, or is there any truth to the fact that we'll see Jack Knight again?
There is a vague possibility at some point in the future that there is an untold graphic novel that I might do. But nothing is in the forefront.
So that's not the unnamed project that you...
No. But there will be a Starman in this unnamed project. It just won't be Jack.
Behind us, you've got the panel room, meeting rooms where the companies come and they make announcements. They announce about books, creative team things, just general announcements happen in back there.
Usually panels are going all throughout the day, and a lot of news come out of the panels, and it's often very hard to keep up with all the news that's coming from every panel.
This year, not so much.
Yeah, it's a quiet convention for news.
Yeah, the biggest announcement was there's going to be another announcement, another con soon about something else happening.
They just keep stringing us along.
Really, that's all there was.
Yeah.
We're going to make another announcement soon. That's our announcement.
Thank you for coming.
Last year, this was the end of Conor. And I can relate. You know, they didn't tell me about San Francisco. Everything is 4 blocks away. 4 blocks equals 10 miles. I live in New York City. I've never walked so much in my damn life. I can't feel my socks because I can't feel my legs. And there's crazy people everywhere. They scream at you constantly. There's a man singing at the top of his lungs with no melody whatsoever. And then he went away. Then he came back and he kept screaming. It was like he was scratching the inside of my brain. And then it rains. And then they keep having parties at night. And you can't sleep because they go to the party. So then you get up the next morning, you got to walk more because it's 4 more blocks away. Now I have a cold. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Well, it's another WonderCon in the books. Another man down this year. It's Josh and not me.
This was rough.
This is a rough way to start the con season for 2008.
It's a bad omen, I think. The wrong foot has been put forward, and now we've got 5 more feet to take.
I caught a plague of some kind, and it came on suddenly and fast. It's a superbug. It's fine.
We haven't got a lot of sleep, but we talked a lot of comics and had a good time. So it was all worth it in the end, and we can sleep after the convention, right? Who needs sleep?
Yep. So if you want to send us an email, you can email at contact@ifanboy.com with all your questions about the con, perhaps, or other subjects of interest.
And if you have an idea of a convention we should go check out, call us on our voicemail line at 1-888-FANBOYS 326-2697.
Make sure you go to Make sure you go to ifanboy.com to talk about this and all the other stuff that's there and all the content we have and to pull your books and everything. Or you can go to the forums, revision3.com/ifanboy. I feel terrible.
So the good news is that New York Con isn't until April, so you can go rest.
And if anyone has cold remedies, post those or email them for Josh. Care of Josh.
Yes, and hangover remedies.
Goodbye. He's dead.
Man down! Man down!
Okay, so Ron, last year you actually fell asleep on the con floor.
Well, not on the floor itself,
right.
a chair on the floor,
on
but
the
on the convention. Yes,
so
exactly.
You actually fell asleep. People ask us if he's really asleep in the video.
And I was out like a light.
So what did you do differently this time?
Speed.
Well, what did you do different this time to stay awake?
Heroin.
So what did you do differently this year to stay awake?
No dose.
So what did you do differently this year to stay awake?
Bennies.